I want to try and give you an overview of this training. I've just finished all my notes on it, and yeah, it might be a challenge to do that, but let's see. So, you're probably already into embodiment, this opportunity to live through our bodies more, to become more conscious of who we actually are on the deeper layers, like through our body, um, and the benefits of that, like the aliveness, the purpose, the meaning, the ability to have better relationships, the health, um, the self connection, and everything that that leads to. Um, yeah, it's massive. And it's not easy. And most of the things that we're not feeling that are present in our body, or we've learned to dissociate from or numb from, there's been a good reason to do that. So, this kind of reverse process of starting to inhabit more of who we are is tricky and challenging, but incredibly worth it. And it's so foundational to everything that's happening in your life. It's like working with the instrument itself that then goes out and experiences life. Um, and there's lots of ways in. So the idea with this 9 weeks is that we go in deep, um, and you'll come out the other side, hopefully, with like a different sense of yourself, like a deeper connection to who you really are, a deeper sense of embodied presence and, yeah, self connection. And there's lots of ways in that we'll explore. Probably in the first week, I'll actually lead a meditation, kind of guiding us in. But there's so many cool ways in. There's like, I'm also going to get people doing mirror work, and actually videoing yourself, seeing yourself walking, maybe dancing, like becoming more intimate with your body language and what you're actually embodying. And then, as well as that, there's like core tensions, areas of collapse in the body, numbness, like all these areas we're going to bring loving attention to. And when you do bring loving attention to these places, like some of those places are like Medusa. Like if you put too much attention, if you look at it straight in the eye, it's going to cause you more harm. So certain levels of depth like require skill, they require resourcing and all kinds of different techniques. So we're going to get well versed in that, and you're going to get more and more skilled in how you can resource yourself. But we're going to go into these territories, and what we'll find there are things like predator prey experiences. We'll find deep self-sabotage. We'll find deep freeze and deep fawn that's just kind of there in the background that you've never really been able to bring into consciousness. It's probably going to be unworthiness, shame, all kinds of needs, anger, protests. There's a long list of things that we'll find there and try to skillfully integrate. And we'll have in mind this kind of amazing thing that, like, what is subtle or energetic or emotional can actually transform to being what seems like physical, and what's physical can kind of transform back to that. Like I've actually tracked it in myself, where like deep terror I've just not really been able to stay with, and next thing it's just stiffness in me, and in a way like there's parts of me are just scared stiff. And I'm sure you've probably had it with various sensations or aches and pains that through loving attention have then revealed themselves as grief or an emotion or that kind of thing. So we're going to hopefully like reverse that process of certain things that are happening on a physical level that are either somatized emotions, or they're tensions or collapses that are there, that are like trying to deal with things that we've not been able to deal with. We're going to try and go in and bring loving attention to those parts of ourselves to bring fresh life to them and to bring more health and wellness. And we're going to be doing that through the lens of like, hey, this is the best strategy we've had for dealing with these things. So it's not like we're a problem that we're trying to fix. It's like, no, this has been our ways to cope with the adversities in our life. I hope that gives you more of a sense of it. You'll also be, it's only for SASs. You'll be working with someone each week. You'll be circling and coaching each other around these themes, and then each week, I'll be bringing in themes around it. We'll be exploring from the moment, like with what gets touched. There'll be the kind of simplicity of one person's process is everyone's process. So there'll be a typical circling feel to it, but it will all be guided through this lens of deep embodiment. There's much more to this as well, and that's all going to be in the curriculum, and we'll touch into it as we go. But I'm quite excited for this. It's something that's, it's been, I guess, 15 years since I had chronic neck pain that all turned out to be emotional. I've had a deep passion for this, and also like having seen illnesses that I've had kind of disappear through emotional realization, essentially, or identity realization. So it's a passion, and I'm excited to guide people into that and explore together these deep territories of delicacy and danger, but where there's immense amounts of gold.